guys, it's Katie. I am getting ready to make dinner tonight. Thought I would bring you along. It's a new recipe that I've never made before. It's also a pressure cooker recipe, and I have gotten comments that people would like to see more pressure cooker recipes. Let's see. This is actually a crock pot recipe that I'm adjusting to do in the pressure cooker. It's a sweet potato and red lentil curry. I think that's what the recipe calls. It's like a dal. So it's going to cook down into like a gravy. I'm going to serve it over brown rice. So I just started my brown rice since that takes a little longer. And I was going to do a little prep work today and get my sweet potatoes ready, peeled and chopped and stuff. But I'm going to just do this as if I were just starting, and that will kind of give us an idea how long this takes to make. This says it makes 8 servings. I'm tempted to make a little bit more, just so that nobody's hungry, since this is a vegan recipe. I'm going to keep it vegan, which doesn't always satisfy certain members of my family, but we're going to do it. So, but anyway, I'm going to do it by the recipe, and we'll see how it goes. The only thing I might change is I might decrease the amount of water, since this is in a pressure cooker instead of a slow cooker. So we'll get started with the sweet potatoes. It says 4 cups of sweet potatoes. I'm going to chop them up. It says peeled, but I don't usually peel them, so I'm going to scrub these and chop them up. Excuse me. Okay. We'll go ahead and put them in this container. It says about 2 medium sweet potatoes should give you 4 cups. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's medium or not. I would say this is kind of medium. I don't know. It's nice when they give you both measurements, so that you can be sure. Alright, 2 medium, 4 cups.
It's good to see you too.
Great, next is 2 cups of red lentils. I'm going to rinse them and kind of look through them. Make sure there's nothing odd in there. Alright, so I found a grain of rice, a green lentil, and a yellow split pea, but I didn't find any rocks. Let's see, what's next? This is one reason I don't like using recipes or following recipes exactly, because I feel like I have to keep looking at the ingredients instead of just going by what looks good. Okay, 3/4 of a cup of finely chopped white onion. Alright, next is 3 tablespoons of Thai red curry paste. I have some that I opened before and then I just stick it in a baggie and put it in the freezer. I'm not going to put 3 tablespoons. I'm going to start 1 tablespoon at a time since I'm feeding children. 2 teaspoons of grated fresh ginger, which I actually have. You can keep this kind of ginger in the freezer. I think I've told this tip every time I use it in a recipe or on a video. Usually I keep these, just throw them in a baggie and put them in the freezer, and then you can take them straight out of the freezer, and if you have a microplane like this one or any sort of really strong grater, you can grate it while it's still frozen. And then just pop it right back in the freezer, and you always have it and it doesn't sprout or get moldy or anything like that. So that should be enough of that. I love making curries and dolls and things because I get to use my daba, my spice daba, which I love. My husband gave this to me for Christmas one year. Got it from Williams-Sonoma. I don't think they have them anymore. They were pretty pricey, but they have similar ones on Amazon. So I'll have this ready. So I'll need garam masala and turmeric. 3 cloves of garlic. This is my fermented garlic. And I'll just press those with my little presser here. 6-ounce can of tomato paste, a teaspoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to throw everything in. I'm going to start to heat that up. I'm going to go ahead and saute this aromatics a little bit. So I'll use a little bit of oil. My rice is boiling, so I turn that down a little bit. Go ahead and get the garlic in. Ginger in. Turmeric. And the garam masala. Take that off the heat for a second, so I want to scorch those spices. I do want to cook tomato paste a little bit before I put the liquid in. Caramelizing the tomato paste, whether you're making something like this or a tomato sauce or something like that, I feel like it helps take away the sort of bitter flavor of the tomatoes. I'll just use the residual heat from the pan, since my burner's still on high. Just mix that all around. It'll help distribute the thick tomato paste as well. And then get the vegetable broth. Sugar in. Start with 1 tablespoon of the curry powder, or the curry paste, red curry paste. Sweet potatoes in, and the lentils. And the recipe calls for some water. I think I will start with 1 cup. You can see it's kind of thick in there, so we'll thin it out just a little bit. Make sure everything is mostly covered. Just like that. It smells good so far. Close it up. Bring it back up to pressure. And now we gotta clean up this mess. And there's also a pickled onion, like garnish topping sort of thing. So we'll work on that next. Okay. So I just brought this up to pressure. I did end up adding a little bit more of the vegetable broth just to thin it out. So I ended up adding a total of 4 cups of vegetable broth. And then here I'm making the onion garnish. I have half a cup of apple cider vinegar, half a cup of water, 2 teaspoons of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and microwave this till it's warm, 2 minutes until boiling. Alright. So that pretty hot. There's still a little bit of the sugar undissolved, so I'm just gonna give that a little swirl and put the onion slices in. It says to let it stand for 20 minutes and then drain, so maybe I should have done that first because I think this is gonna be done soon, but just let that soak. I'm gonna try to break up the rings a little bit, so maybe that will help it along a little quicker. Now, I'm just going to stick this back up in the microwave just to get it off of my counter and let it steam. So this has just been sitting here under pressure for about 10 minutes, and I have a feeling it's going to be done. So I'm going to take it off the burner and release it. Brown rice is finishing up. I think everything is tender and cooked through. It's not as like much gravy as I would expect, so I'm gonna add some water. I'm gonna add a good amount of water. But you can make this as thick or as soupy as you want. And the red lentils cook down a pretty good amount, so that pretty much makes the gravy. Oh, you know what? I also need to put coconut milk in here, so I'm not gonna make it too runny. I have to put that in too. I have that sitting off to the side. Alright, and this calls for 1 cup of coconut milk, and it calls for light, but this is a cooking light recipe. So I'm using full fat coconut milk, and I will see if I want to add maybe the whole can, which is a lot of times what I do. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it looks so good. And I'll taste it and I might add a little more of that red curry paste. There's nothing in here really that's going to be spicy. There are spices in there, but I don't think it'll be too spicy. And this does make a lot. I did follow the recipe, and this looks like a lot, but I think I would like more sweet potatoes in it. We'll see once I serve it up, but maybe do a higher percentage of sweet potatoes to the lentils. Looks like. Wow, that's really good. The coconut milk goes really well with that. And I think 1 tablespoon of that curry, unless you get a mild curry or if you're not serving children, I think 1 tablespoon is perfect. I am gonna go ahead and, otherwise this will just go in a container in my refrigerator and I'll forget about it and then I'll throw it away later, so might as well use it up. Alright. So in the end I did end up using the full amount of the water that it calls for the slow cooker recipe. Supposed to garnish with cilantro, but I don't have any. I think that would really send it over the edge. But it smells really good. It tastes really good. Anyway, it's a good meatless option if you're looking for one. It took me about an hour. That included being a mom and also filming. So, and this is my first time making it. So probably 35 minutes once you get it under your belt. Quick meal, easy, staple things that you can have in your pantry all the time. Anyway, if you like this recipe, give it a try. Let me know what you think about it. If you like the recipe or the video, give my video a thumbs up. And we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye!